Welcome back, folks. Welcome back to Magic the Gathering Arena. I'm Black Templar, and today, folks, we're going to be doing another round of pack opening. Since I've gained quite a lot more, and a couple new sets were out, it's time for us to have a look at these new packs. So let's start with the easiest one from the Midnight Hunt. That's what we got from the draft. See what I got. So I got Falkland Perfector, Vampire with attacks deal 1 damage to defending player. That's not bad, a little pinger, never hurts. Serenity, another free one. Now, normally that's not bad, but it's kind of if you control 3 or more creatures with different powers, harvest cannot be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. Good against wieners, but that's all it's good for. A good draft card if you ask me, but nothing more than that. Bramble Armor, 2-1. That's not bad. But the cost equipment is a bit bad. Flip the switch. Control target spell unless you control place 4. Counter spell. What else can you say? Everybody hates them. What the hell is that? A hippogriff looks like a swan. Looks like a bastardization of a Pegasus. Fly. 3 mana for 4 mana for 3/2 with disturb. Disturb. Put it in the graveyard. Not my fate, not my jam. And this. Ooh, a rare land. Nice. Well, that's good. We're off to a good start. Brothers at War. Veteran Power Blade. Equips Soldier. So if it's a soldier, it's 1 white. If it's anyone else, it's 2. So basically, it's Soldier Pacific Weapon. Skyfish Spider. 4 mana for 3/3, but what's its ability? Got reach, obviously, because it's Spider. When Skyfish enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice another creature. When you do, destroy target non-land permanent. When Skyfish Spider dies, you may gain 1 life for each creature card in your graveyard. If you do, except that's not bad. That if you've got like a very fast Golgari deck that has a lot of wieners and dies quickly, and he comes in you're in a danger state, right? Go and I'll get some life back. Obliterating Bolt, 2 mana. Obliterator deals 4 damage to target creature or planeswalker. If that creature or planeswalker will die, exile it. So basically, creature removal. You can never hurt to have a creature removal in a deck. Never hurts. And Keeling Stone, we all know that one. Not a good one. And I just got another card. Alright. Sigil of Valor. Whenever the equipped creature attacks alone, it gets +1/+1 until the end of turn. This one is a bit of a weird one. This one's good if you've got like a lot of defenders, but you've got a few attackers. So take as you will. A Shunned Aventer. Until the end of the turn, target creature gets +2/0 and gains whenever this creature dies. Put it in exile from the battlefield and return. So basically, it's like a get out of jail free card. Like if you want to use it to go right. I'm facing, say, a 5/5 and I'm a 3/3. I charge it. He blocks it. I play that. Right. You die. I come back. Enough said. Oh, hello. Arcane Proxy. Whenever Arcane Proxy enters the battlefield, if you cast it, exile target instead of. Exile target into a sorcery card with mana value less or equal to Arcane's power from your graveyard. Copy that card. You may cast a copy without paying the mana cost. For 7 mana, that means you can cast any spell that's worth 7 or lower. Not bad. Could be good, like say I want to time skip, then I'll time skip again, kind of trick. But anyhow, that's the end of the normal cards. Now we have these new ones. Now this is the newest one that's come out. Now I will get to the Phyrexian because that's a long one. But let's get started with this one. Well, already got a wild common card. So let's start with you. Grixis Raptor. 3 mana for a 1/4. Okay, that's not looking promising. Grixis Raptor enters the battlefield with 3 oil counters on it. Remove oil counter and gets +1. So it gives it a boost. But once its oil counters are gone, it's pretty much useless. It's not a bad flyer, but for 3 mana for a 1/4, a good defender, but that's all that'll be. Mars Custodian. When enter the battlefield, scry an opponent may scry one. So 3 mana for 2/3. It's not a bad blocker, but it's a scry that's a problem because it could give them a chance to get rid of something like a junk card. I mean, it gives you 2, so you can work your way out, but... Milled web cutter. Is it cutter? My bad punctuation, guys, so please forgive me. Target enters the battlefield. Put one target instant or sorcery from your graveyard on top of the library. 4 mana for 4/3 is not bad, and it's got a good ability for if you got like a sorcery, or like if you got like a pesky opponent and you've already used a death spell, boom, bring it back. Testament Bearer. 4 mana for a 1/4. Backside problem. When it dies, look at the top 3 cards of your library, put one of them in your hand and the rest in your graveyard. Ooh. Good for Golgari deck, but I would rather have someone had like if it was 4/2, I would say yes, it's worth a little bit more worth it, but Kemba Outfitter. 2/1 for white, not bad. A good early attacker. When enters the battlefield, choose one. Choose an equipment card from your hand and potentially gain equip 1. Target equipment you control. So basically, if you've got any equipment in your hand or on the field, it makes it cheaper to put on. Not a bad one. I would say this was good, like, very early. Like, if you've got, like, a very high-costing equipment, boom. That will solve your problems. And last but not least, Hex Gold Sledgehammer. For mid during... Okay, that's a unique one. When equipment enters the battlefield... Oh, it creates a rebel. Ah, fair enough. Enters the battlefield. Conjure a card named Goblin Griever into the battlefield. Equip 1. Quickly just +1/0. Alright. Goblin Griever. Trample. Goblin Griever gives +2/0 for each equipment attached to it. Right, so if you put a lot of equipment on this guy, he could just go boom. Like a one-shooter. But it's that one backside. As long as I go bing, it dies. And the new card is Scrapyard. Add one discard a card, conjure a card named Phyrexian Scrapyard into your hand. Okay, the soul of new. Ah, so it means it can give you another Scrapyard. Okay. Sacrifice 3 lands named Phyrexian Scrapyard and conjure a card. Ah. So basically, it's a combo. If you get 3 of them, you get this big brute. Okay, fair enough. A 6/6, 6 mana. 5 permanents you control gain indestructibility in the turn. Ooh, that's juicy. Exile Soul Praxis from your graveyard. Permanents you control gain this. So basically, it makes things indestructible. But you need 3 of those cards. So basically, you need 3 of those lands to do it. It's cheap, but you've got to get 3 of them. That's the hard part. Okay. Moving on. Alright, what we got? Kudu Cracker. 3 mana for a 2/3. Not bad. Trample. We're going to attack. Gates X to where X is the number of permanents you control with oil counters. Right, so you need an oil deck to make him work. But if you get an oil deck, he's going to be a nasty bugger. And for 3 mana for a 2/3 is not bad. Autonomous Furnace. Just a red land. Fair enough. Dune Mover. Toxic. Now, this is the big thing about this Phyrexian thing. It's toxic. Now, if you may have noticed in this game, Toxic has been a royal pain for a lot of people. But the rules of Toxic are quite simple. If there's 10 or more poison counters, the game is over for them. So they don't have to win. They're just going to repeat it 10 times. And this is during back, I think, years ago. I think back in the early 2010s. When he had this kind of mechanic with Toxic, was like, yeah, you get hit 10 times, you were out. That's why everybody killed them quickly. 2 mana for 2/1 isn't bad. I mean, and also with the ability that you may search for a basic land and reveal it and shuffle it, put it on top of your deck. So if you're getting man screwed, this could help. Leon the Lightbringer. 3 mana 3/2, not bad. War 2, ooh, that's good. As long as it's equipped. I would say in an equipment deck, this guy would be a beast. I mean, come on. A 3 mana, 3/2 with Ward 2, which means you've got to pay a lot of money to kill him. So he could be a royal best. Incisor Glider 2 for 3/1, not bad defender. Corrupted. Whenever it gets attack if opponent, if it has 3 or more poison counters, creature gets +1. So basically, if you've got a lot of poison, you throw that down and just go to town. Not bad. March Towards Perfection. Sorcery. You get a boon when you cast your next Phyrexian creature spell. That creature enters the battlefield with additional +1/+1. Ooh. Counter. And Death Touch counter. Ooh. So basically, it's a setup card. Ooh, not bad. Draft a card from Mech Towards Perfection spellbook. In the spellbook, we got... So, it's not going to show us all the spells. So, hang on. It's not going to show us all the spellbook. But it's got creatures and other tricks, so we're going to have to look for that if we ever decide to use Perfection. I mean, for 1 mana, that is not a bad deal. Really isn't, because you can just go, right, 1 mana, boom. I've got a creature next turn, it's going to be a nasty piece of work. And the red card. Glycerin Extractor. 4 mana. Glycerin Extractor enters the battlefield with 4 oil counters on it. Ooh, so if anyone who does all decks could work with it. At the beginning of your upkeep, if there's 1 or more oil counters on Glycerin Extractor, seek a card with a mana value equal to the number of oil counters on Glycerin Extractor. So basically, it's a... You play this, gets 4 oil counters, and it just, you know, gives you anything 4 mana spells. Not bad for fishing, but 4 mana is a big issue. But if you can get it out, it'll give you some good spells. Alright, and the last one. Oh, we also got a gold card, good. Cruel Grimnarch. Death Touch, 6 for 5/5. Okay, this is straight up a draft / seal card. Enters the battlefield. Each opponent discards card. For each opponent who cannot gain 4 life. I could see this actually in a dragon deck, in a like Elder Dragon Highland deck or Commander deck, where you go. If you're facing against 4 people and you got people who can't discard. You put that down, you're going to gain like 12 life, or you can use it to go, right, I'm going to rip cards from people's hands. So it's both wins. Adaptive Springers. 3 mana for a 2/2. Vigilance, whenever enters the battlefield, choose 1. Target to Vigilance in turn, or Prot Life. What's Prot Life do? Choose any number of permanents, all players give each other counters for each kind of already there. It's not a bad card. It's I would say medium average. Morbian Judica. 2 mana, 2/1, lifelink. Whenever another artifact creature enters the battlefield. So this one's mainly an artifact deck creature. So you play this card, then you go boom, boom. Artifacts give him a power boost to make more life. Surgical Skull Bomb. Well, that's not fun. I think that's gonna hurt. Draw a card for 1 mana. Blue, 2 mana, sacrifice Skull Bomb, return target creature to its owner's hand, draw a card, activate during sorcery. So basically, it's a bounce / card draw. For 1 mana, that's not too bad, actually, it's pretty good. Neon Fletching. Creature, Phyrexian Insect, Toxic 1, Corruption. Whenever it enters the battlefield, conjure a card named Plains into your hand. If your opponent has 3 or more poison counter on it, you may seek a non-land card instead. It's not bad, it's a good, like, mana ramp draw, so you can get mana quickly if you're in mana trouble and shove your deck a bit. That's not too bad. Skull Piercer Gnat. Flying, Toxic 1, okay, for 2 mana. 2 mana might be interesting. Whenever Skull Piercer deals combat damage to a player, a random non-land card that a player's hand gains. When you cast this spell, you get poison counter. Ooh, oh, I see its potential. So if you play that, you go, right, kill it. Because as soon as if I poison your hand, it's like, right, do you want to play that card? And if the answer is, well, I can't, that means you're in trouble. So this is a card what I would call kill on sight. If you know what I mean. You're allowed. Okay, a 3 mana for a 3/3 defender, not bad. As long as it is powers 7 or greater, it can attack. It doesn't have defender. So you have to mana boost this guy to be a fighter. Whenever you profile, if Echo is in your graveyard or on the battlefield, it will personally get +1/+1. You may cast it from your graveyard this turn. Oh, good lord. So basically, if you're in a perpetual profile deck, oh, this is just going to be a nasty piece of work. And for 3 mana to get a 7/7 Behemoth in about, what, 3 or 4 turns? Ooh, that could be nasty. And that's the end of that lot. Now we have 18 of them to go. So let's get to it. Whisper of the Dross. Target creature gets -1/-1 on a turn. Yeah, not that great. Offer of Immortality. 2 mana. Target creature gains Death Touch and Indestructible. Ooh, that's a good, like, survivor card or a big FU to any creature that's going to kill you. Chimney Rabble. Haste. So 4 mana for a 3/3. That's okay. And you get a token. So you're getting 2 creatures for the price of 1. That's not too bad. Orthodoxy Enforcer. Vigilance to Orthodoxy gets +2 as long as you control 2 or more artifacts. So basically, you gotta have an artifact deck. For 4 mana for 2/4 will be bad, but if you're in an artifact deck, it will be better because you get 3 like extra power to be a 4/4. Not bad. Hex Gold Slash. 1 mana deals 2 damage to target creature. If that creature has Toxic, that deals 4 damage instead. So this is an anti-toxic card. So basically, if you got a toxic thing, it goes boom. Apostle of Invasion. 6 mana for a 4/4 flying current. As long as your opponent has 3 or more poison counters, gets double strike. Yeah, you need a lot of setup. I mean, this is a late game card, but you need a lot of setup to work it. And Uberak's Autonomy. 4 mana for a 4/2. Ooh. Okay. When Uberak, the Autonomy, enters the battlefield, deals X damage to any target where X is the number of permanents you control with oil counters. Yet again, if this is an oil deck, he's gonna burn things. So you need an oil deck to make him work. I mean, don't get me wrong. The X damage thing on a permanent could get, it's like a removal spell. So it's not bad, but it needs a lot of conditions to work it. Monument of Perfection. I don't know why you call that perfection. Anyway, 2 mana. 3 tap, search your library for basic sphere or locust land card. Reveal it and put in your hand and shuffle. So basically, you've got to get Pacific lands for this. Okay, fair enough. Moment of Perfection becomes a 9/9 fraction construct artifact creature. Loses all abilities and gains indestructible and toxic 9. Holy crap! Either only if there are 9 or more lands with different names among the basics. Spear and locust lands you control. So basically, guys, we need to have this is for a multicolored deck. Essentially, you need a multicolored deck, and you need 9 of them. For a second, I thought that looked a bit fishy, but it can be done. But 9 different lands. You practically have to make a multicolored deck, have 9 different basics, and then you're laughing. That's a lot of setup for 9/9. Not worth it. Unless you can make it work, I wouldn't bother. I mean, to make it work, you have to have a lot of mana ramps. Anyhow, let's start with you. Aspirin Ascendant. To the end of the turn, the target gets Flight and Toxic and 1/3. Not too bad. That's a good way of giving him a quick power boost and a big good defense. Incandescent Attendant. 4 mana for a 3/4. That's not bad. Toxic, not bad. As a battlefield, you may return another permanent you control to its owner's hand. If you do, create a 1/1 colorless for action. So basically a little token that can't block. Fair enough. Not bad. 4 mana for 2/5. A bit pricey with Defender, but when exiting the battlefield, you may tap it. If you do, I'm not convinced by that one, I'll be honest. We know you because we've seen you earlier. Magnemite Sprinter. 3 mana for 3/2 with haste. That's not too bad. That's actually pretty good. When there's a battlefield, put 2 all counter on a target artifact creature you control. At the beginning of your end step, return mana sprite to its owner hand unless you remove 2 oil counters. You remember when I said about the oil counter deck? This is the guy you've got to get. He's like the main core. You go, right, play him, whack. Didn't get me, right? Off you go. But someone else has got the 2 oil counters. Then whack, 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 whack. I mean, I could see a red, blue, black deck with oil counters because you could use that artifact and he could just give it a boost up and go, right, I could now look for anything that's 6. get my most powerful broken spells. So, yeah, I could see him being a core feature of a deck. I might actually look into the oil decks and see if I can make one. And finally, Charforge. When charged the battlefield, create a 1/1 red goblin token. Whenever another creature or artifact you control is put to the graveyard from a battlefield, put an oil counter on Charforge. Remove 3 oil counters, exile the top card of your library, and you may pay its cost. 3 mana for 2/3 is not bad, but I could see him being used as like saying, right, an oil hoarder to say, right, I'm going to make a lot of oil tokens and I'm going to just, you know, use it for other spells. Because, like I said, remember when I said about red, blue, black? You could use him as like an oil hoarder. So there is a lot of things that could be said about using oil hoarders, but what are you? Ah, a rare wild gold card. I mean, I'm filling the vault. I might have to use some of these soon. Move on. Alright. Okay. Well, I just got 2 uncommons, so that's good. And a common one, okay. Blade Grift Aspirin. 3 mana for 2/3 with Menace. It's okay. Grift costs less to cast. Activate abilities of equipment you control. Target blade that cost less. Right, so yes, if you're doing an artifact deck, I think she'll be an automatic. She or he will be an automatic pick. Wouldn't you agree? I mean, 3 mana to make your equipment the cast. That equipment spells cost less, and equipment on this person is 1 less. That's not a bad one, that. Alright, Malakot's Watcher. 2 mana for a 1/1. Flight Vigilance. Draw a card. Not great. I mean, it's a good draw engine, but 9 out of 10, people are either going to ignore it or wait till like late in the game where it's like, you know, you're not much of a threat. Zealot Conviction. 1 mana. Flash. Enchantment. Shadow creature gets +1/+1. Okay. Corrupt as long as the opponent has 3 more points counted. Creature gets an additional +1 and has first strike. That's not bad, that actually, when you think about it, because if you've got if you're doing a poison deck, which I've noticed a lot, it's on white and green, you can do a lot of damage. The Extractive Feign. 2 mana for 2/2. Good start. Legendary. Vampire. Good start. You control dies. Each opponent loses 2 life. Ooh. Once each turn. Alright. This is not a bad card, actually. This is pretty good. A very good vampire card. Because you go, right. I'm playing this down. In 9 out of 10, it's going to be targeted because 1, nobody wants to give you 2 mana, and 2, if you've got creatures that keep on cycling in and out, that's not a bad card. I might have to look into this guy and see if I can make a vampire deck. Drone and Ica, just a straight up, someone's getting nuked. Not a bad creature. Right. Titanic Growth. Basically giant growth, but boosted 4/4. Okay. I mean, it's a good like buff spell to get out of jams. It's not bad. Corvus Canopy. 2 mana for a sword. It's a 3 mana sorcery. Destroy target value enchantment or creature with flying. If that opponent was mana value 3 or less, pro-life it. Right. Stinging Hive Master. 3 mana for 3/2. Not bad. Toxic. Whenever say how it dies, create a 1/1. Bug. So basically, if it dies, it just creates another creature. But 3 mana for 3/2. Not bad. Infectious Inquiry. 3 mana. You draw 2 cards and you lose 2 life. Each opponent gets 4. So basically, you lose 2 life, but they get a poison counter and you get cards. It's not too bad, that. I mean, you know, you're taking. It's a risk card, but it's might be worth it. Vat of Rebirth. 1 black mana. Whenever another artifact creature you control is put to the graveyard from the battle, put an oil counter on Vat of Rebirth. 3 mana. Remove 4 oil counters from Vat the Rebirth and return a target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Activate only as a sorcery. So basically, if you throw like a card that you don't want, like let's say you got a big 7/7 creature, you're never gonna cast it in time. So you throw it in there, give 4 count on this guy, and go boom. This is what I was talking about, the red, black, blue deck for the oil deck. You have that, and that oil guy keep like pumping you up. Could be nasty. Rib Skiff. So it's a crew, toxic 2, 4 mana for 4/4, and it's draw a card. Not bad, but it's gonna require a lot of like prep work to get him out. And this Blade of Shod Souls. Okay, you get a rebel, and it's a 3 mana blue. Whenever this Blade of Shards becomes attached to a creature, for as long as the Blade of Shards remains attached to it, you may have that creature becomes a copy of another target creature you control. Alright, so basically it copies, and it also gives us a creature. Not bad, not bad. Moving on. Okay. Cutthroat Creation. 2 mana. Artifact Warrior. Sacrifice another creature you could... Another artifact creature you control. And cover gets +2/+2. Activates once each turn. Yeah, if you've got a way to make... I mean, I'm thinking of that red-black artifact deck I got, which that could work with it. Because you play that, and every time something gets sacrificed, he's going to get powerful. So, there's some merit. Sharpling Slinger. Oh, I didn't check mana cost. 3 mana for 2/2. Average. But this is better, actually. 2 mana for a 2/2. Always good, because it's fair value. And as the battlefield, you may sacrifice a creature. When you do, destroy target artifact your opponent controls. So basically, it's artifact sniping, but a 2 mana for a 2/2 is always good. Sawblade Scamp. Okay. 1 mana for 1/1. Okay. So it's 1/1. Haste. When you cast a non-creature spell, put an all counter on the Swamp Scamper. Remove an all counter. And deals 1 damage. Not a bad early like Wrath kick, like an early like fighting card. So I get out early and go bang bang bang. That's not a bad one. And build up oil, like I said, in that deck I'm thinking of making. He would be a good addition, because every time you cast a non-creature spell, go right, boom, he's gonna get more oil, more oil, more oil, and then I could see where this could be going. Meldward Strider, 5 mana for 5/5, average, vigilance, not bad. Strider enters the battlefield with an oil counter on it. Remove an oil counter from her strength, and it becomes an artifact creature until the end of the turn. Oh, I could see possibilities with this card. If you could get some way to give oil, keep giving it oil, it's just going to be a 5/5 menace. I mean, crew power 3. If you don't have oil, fair enough. Hexagold Halberd. Now we've seen the hammer version. Now this is the halberd version. Travel First Strike for 2 mana. That's not bad. That's pretty good. That, I mean, you get a rebel with it, so it's like not a bad deal. And Proclainer Zealot, 4 mana for a 2/3. At the beginning of your combat you turn target creature you control gets +1/+1 until the turn. If that creature has toxic instead, +2/+2. So basically, it's a support card with toxics. All right. The Living Cure. Okay, so basically she doesn't like toxic, so she's a 3/3 for 2 mana. Now that is chunky, and that's good value, but unfortunately, it is required to be in a green-white deck. If you will get 1 or more poison counters, instead of you getting 1 poison counter, you can't get additional poison counters this turn. Exile the Living Cure. Another target creature or fact, when it's put into the graveyard this turn, return the card to the battlefield under its owner's control. So this is pretty much anti-toxin, and I'll tell you right now, that is a very good, chunky card, great value. So if you're in green-white, this is a good anti-toxin card. And even if you don't use it for the toxic ability, it's a 3/3 for 2 mana. That's a freaking good card. Alright, next one. Oh, no gold one, so I'm getting another res. So here we go. Copper Longlegs. 2 mana for a 1/3, so okay, defender, reach, sacrifice Longlegs, profile. Yeah, standard 2/1, like, defender, air defender. Annihilation Glare. Ooh, nasty. 1 mana. As additional cost to cast the spell, pay 4 or sacrifice an artifact or creature. Destroy target. Yeah, trading 1 creature for another or paying mana. It's not worth it. There's better spells out there for that. Tomahawk expansion, such a basic land. Yep. Basically, you play this, boom, find the land you need. So say if you got like a 3-color deck, or any multicolored deck, this is a card you've got to have. Vanish into Eternity. 3 mana, instant. This spell costs 3 more to cast if it targets a creature. Exile a target non-land permanent. Basically, it's an enchantment / artifact breaker, but if you're targeting a creature, it's going to cost you 6. Yeah, very limited. I wouldn't bother. Evolving Adif. 1. Evolving Adif enters the battlefield. Put it with all counters. It gets +1 for each all counter on it. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, if that creature is greater power or tougher than Evolving Adif, put. So basically, you put this out at 1 and just bring bigger and bigger creature, and he gets bigger. Can be nasty. Seed Core. A land. This is one of the sphere lands, actually. Alright. So, it's basically add 1. Add 1 mana to any color. Spend this mana only to cast Phyrexian creature spells. Corrupt. Target one creature and gets +2/+1 until your turn. Activate only the opponent has 3 or more poisons. Good for wieners, but that's pretty much it, I would say. Moving on. Waiting for server. Another common. Duelist of Deep Faith. Okay, I think this is a play on Duel of Fate. But 2 mana for a 2/2, always good, fair value, and toxic. As long as your turn, Duel of Fate has first strike. Not a bad card, actually. This is a pretty good, like, solid, card. Finishing Raptor. Oof, handsome devils. 2 mana for 3/3 flying with toxic. Not bad. Battlefield. Another target creature you control gets toxic +1/+1 and flight. Not bad. That's good if you got, like, late game and you need to jump over a few walls. That's not a bad card to bring out. Or, like, early on to smack a toxin. Not too bad, not bad. Blight Belly Rat. 2 mana for 2/2. Profound and toxic. So, an overrich card. Resistance Skyward. 5 mana for 5/5 minutes in reach. It's not about late game like Bruiser, but I would say this was more for like Sealed or Draft or Commander, not main play. Unnatural Restoration. 2 mana. Return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. Profound. Oh, fair enough. An Elf Zombie. 3 mana for 3/3. Good deal. First strike, Death Touch. Oh, now this is turned a well-valued card. Deals combat damage to a player. Choose 1. You draw a card and lose a life. Destroy target enchantment or remove up to 3 counters from a target permanent. Not bad that for 3 mana spell and all these abilities. That's a very, very chunky creature and a very worthwhile having. If you're doing a deck, you gotta evolve it around this. You gotta have this gal in if you're doing green-black. This elf, you gotta bring it in. Alright, moving on. Alright. Pestilence Surveyor. 2 mana for flying toxic. Basic creature. Not really good, but if you want like a creature to speed, like do constant toxics, fair enough. Ballistic Shepherd. Sorry, Basil Shepherd. 5 mana, flying. Whenever it enters the battlefield, create 2/1/1 proxy mines. Effects or tokens. Yeah, so basically, 5 mana, it's rubbish. So unless you have a way to bring it back quicker, I've seen decks with it in where it's like you play it, they go into the graveyard, then they get back with a resurrection spell. So yeah, I'm not too convinced by it. Contagious Varaka. 3 mana for 3/3, always good. Enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a land card from among them, put in your hand, put the rest of the bottom of your library in a random order. If you don't have a card in your hand, wait, profile. It's a mana rank card. Not a bad one to get, actually. If you're like turn 3, like on turn 4, and you've just like, and this shows up, and you're like, you didn't get any land, and you don't have land, boom. Okay, I just got that land to continue on moving. So, not a bad like mana ramper. but it is a risk. Escape Experiment. Oh, that's ever good. 2 mana for 2/1. Decent. Whenever experiment attacks a creature opponent controls, gets -1 until the end of the turn. Number of artifacts. So basically, you tackle this creature, and you have 3 or 4 artifacts. It's gonna take, like, it's gonna stop certain creatures from being like pests. Experiment Fusilier. 1 mana for 0/1. Trample. Gets +1 for each all counter on it when enters a battlefield whenever another creature or artifact. So basically, he gets stronger with every creature, like, you know, comes in. But yeah, again, that oil guy earlier, he would be a worthwhile fit. Tyrant Stand. Yeah, not a bad, like get out of jail or like break something and gets into trouble with hexproof. Never hurts. And finally, another land. Blue-white one. Cool. Another. I'm getting a lot of uncommons. Right, here we are. Sheldon's Head Cleaver. Charming. 4 mana for a 2/4 menace toxic 2. If he gets a hit, he's going to be nasty, but it's getting the hit is the problem. A good draft card, seal card, but constructed, they're better. Phyrexian Atlas. Funny. 3 mana. Add 1 mana to any color. Whenever Phyrexian Atlas becomes tapped, each opponent who has 3 or more poison lose a life. Green Commander, decent in normal play because, you know, you're tapping and they're paying for it, so it's not bad. Bring in the ending. Okay. 2 mana. Counter target spell unless the player is 2 corruption. If that spell instead has 3 more poison count. So basically, it's either you have to pay 2 or straight outright cancel it if you've got poison. If it's poison against you, opponent. All right, fair enough. Axiom Engraver, 2 mana. Wizard, 1/3. It's not bad. It means it's gonna live longer. As the battlefield, put 2 all counters. Removing all counter from Axiom, discard a card, draw a card. So it's a card draw, but like I said, I could see a lot of potential in a 3-color deck, but we'll look into that another day. Okay, a Troll Shaman. 5 mana for a 5/5. Okay, this spell cannot be countered. Better means no blue, nothing can stop it. But black killer. Trample. Silence cannot be targeted by target of non-green spells your opponent controls or abilities from non-green source your opponent controls. As long as your turn, Frost becomes indestructible. Right, this thing's actually a 5/5 saying, right, I'm a 5/5. You cannot target me with anything other than green. Ooh, that could be nasty. You bring him out and says, right, have you any green to stop me? No? Alright, you die. Unless you have a way to beat him in a straight up power match. And plus the fact he's indestructible into one of your turns, so it's like, yeah, I'm indestructible. I'm gonna barrel in and go, charge! So, oof, that could be a nasty one if you can get him out quick. I mean, in green mana ramp, yeah, you can get out quick actually. That's gonna be a nasty one to deal with. Alright, we're starting to thin out the cards. So, Phyrexian Atrocity. 5 mana for 4/4. Haste Toxic 3. That's not a bad card if you're playing a Toxic deck. You go throw that down. Like, if he's got no defense and he's tapped, throw that down. Boom. That's going to do some serious damage. 2 mana for 3/1 and Toxic. Not bad, but you are risking with the weak backside. So it's a bit of a... Sludge Singer. 2 mana for 2/2. Always good. 2 Toxic. Whenever the creature you control with Toxic attacks, gets +1/+1 to his turn. Yeah, not bad thing for a Toxic deck. Voidwing Hybrid. 2 mana for 2/1. Flying 1 Toxic. Prefer return Voidwing Hybrid from your graveyard to your hand. Ooh. So it could be a bit of a pest. And he's 2/1, which is not bad for a 2 mana. What the hell are you? Give the Thing Contractors 3 mana for a 3/4. Oof. Okay, that is a chunky guy. Other creature you control gets -1. Ah, there's the problem. Return the target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. If this creature would leave the battlefield, exile instead. Put anywhere else. Active. Oh. Yeah. 3 mana for 3/4 is not bad, but it's the -1 on your own creatures is the problem. This guy is like, I bring him on my own as a defender or attacker, and when he dies, yeah, I can then spam off, but ooh, that's risky. That's risky. Alright. Hedge Mace, we're gonna have a Spear Land. Awaken the Sleeper, 4 mana. Gain control of a target creature until the end of turn. Untap that creature, it gains haste to the end of turn. If it's equipped, you may destroy all equipment attached to that creature. Also, it's counter artifact, so basically if it's got a lot of enchantments, okay, I'll take it off yet. Whack you with it and destroy all your enchantments. Okay, it's back to its weak state. Imbued Sack. Imbued Sack enters the battlefield with 3 all counters on it. For 4 mana, remove an all counter from its incubator. Gives you a 3/3 colorless Phoenix Golem. Oh, that's not bad. That's actually, for 1 mana, I mean, okay, you gotta wait for a while to make it, but getting like 3 of these guys, that's not a bad deal. Just, it's a lot of work to do it. And in a green mana ramp deck, not a problem.
Mercy is earned, and Phyrexia deserves none.
Well, we got a Planeswalker, a legendary one. For 4 mana, they're always buggy beaten. Search your library for a basic mountain card, revealing, put in your hand, and shuffle. 3 mana deals damage to target creature equal to a number of mountains you control. Ooh. For 7, you get an Ember with whenever the mountain enters the battlefield under your control, Ember deals 4 damage to any target. Ooh. So basically, this is for red. Basically, mono red. So if you got a mono red deck, you play that, it's like, oh dear, someone's getting hurt. Not a bad card. Alright, rare. So we got only 2 cards to look at. Rejected Imperfection. 3 mana. Counter target spell if that spell mana value was 3 or less. So it's a counter spell. Veil of Assimilate. Ooh, looks like that guy's in pain. For 2 mana, whenever Veil of Assimilation or another artifact enters the battlefield under your control, target creature you control gets +1/+1 and gains Vigilance. Excuse me. Excuse me, I'm gonna have a quick drink. That's not a bad one, actually, because whenever you get artifacts in an artifact deck, that thing is going to spell give creature like powers, so well, not too bad. And the main card, Soulless Jailer. For 2 mana for 0/4. Okay. Cards in the graveyard cannot enter the ooh. Oh. I see where this is going. So basically, he's anti-graveyard. Now, he's a good sideboard card. Not a main card, a sideboard card. So you go, right, I'm going to put Lost at the graveyard. Play that. Boom! Your opponent like puts out a card to graveyard to bounce out, and so you play that. You go, nope. You will not do anything from the graveyard. That could wreck a lot of strategy. So I can see him as a massive sideboard card, but not a main deck card. Oh, we got more this time. Pedasian Steward. 2 mana for a 2/2. Not bad. Position enters the battlefield with 2 all counters on it. 3 mana, remove an all counter from it, and position target creature gets +2/+2. It's not too bad. I mean, that's a good solid creature. There's nothing wrong with that. Vasca's Fall. 3 mana instant. Each opponent sacrifices a creature or planeswalker and gets poisoned. Excuse me. That's not bad. That means you're poisoning someone and you're forced to lose a creature. Not bad. Bursting Roots. 1 mana, choose 1. Search your library for a basic land card. Reveal it, put in your hand, then shuffle or profile. You're going to pick the land card regardless because you want to get like your mana ramp right off the bat. So that's a good mana ramp card. Sliver Serenity, 4 mana, 5x the number of artifacts you control. So basically this is an artifact card only deck. 4 mana for a 5 backside and flyer is not bad, but it all depends on how many artifacts you have. That's what's going to play the big factor here. So it's got to be an artifact only deck. And this one, 6 mana for a 5/5, bit costly. This will cost 1 less for each permanent you control with an oil count. Oil deck. It's the same, right? You've got to have an oil deck. When it enters the battlefield, deal 1 damage to each creature your opponent controls. So basically, you throw things out, things get killed, and then they're on like 1 health or something. You throw him down, you go boom, 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 kill all creatures. So it can be like a mini Wrath, but can be quick for each permanent you control with oil counters. So basically, you could put like, say, if you've got 3 creatures with oil permanents, that thing becomes quite cheap. So yet again, it's got to be an oil deck. Evolved Spandrum, 4 mana for 5/5. That's tasty. And there's the battlefield with 4 oil counters on it. Evolved Spandrum has trample as long as it has 2 or fewer oil counters on it. Otherwise, it has hexproof. Ooh, if you keep remove an oil counter from Evolved Spectrum, if it has no oil counters, sacrifice it. There's the kicker, guys. It has a time limit. So you get only 4 turns with this guy before he dies. I mean, having hexproof is a good thing, but as long as you don't have no other big beastie creatures, he's going to be a bit of a pest, but he is time limited. So, yeah, it's a problem. You have to make use of him. Furnace Strider. 5 mana for 4/5. Furnace Strider enters the battlefield 2 all counters. Remove an all counter from the Furnace Strider. Target you control gains haste to the end of the turn. Not good, guys. There are better. I'll be honest, there are better. I mean, don't get me wrong, a 5 mana for a 4/5 is still good, but it's not worth it. Mara Convert. 2 mana for 2/1 fly. It's Toxic 1. Pay 2 life, add 1 mana. Nah. Not worth it, guys. Not worth it. Vicious and Angelist. 5 mana for a 4/4 Vigilance. Corrupted. When Vigilance enters the battlefield, if an opponent has 3 or more poison counters, destroy target creature or planeswalker poison. Yeah, it's not bad as a removal spell, but at the same time, you need to have 3 poison on it to make it work. So there is a lot of setup to this guy. So, 50-50. Oh, we've seen you before. So I got 2 of these guys. But this way, if I have 4 of them, I'll put... Oh, yeah, that's legendary. Yeah. Legendary creature. I remember the old rules, legendary creatures. Well, like, you can only have like 1 per deck. I don't know if that's the same case nowadays. I'll have to look into that. Okay, another random. Okay, so we got a new one, Dross. Ooh, nice. We got another Land Searcher. For Morden, plus 2. Yeah, just a standard equipment. Nothing new there. Prolong to Thesis. 2 mana. Each opponent gets poison counter. Draw a card. Not bad, not bad. Molten Rebuke. 5 mana. Choose 1 or both. Rebuke deals 5 damage to a target creature, planeswalker. Destroy target equipment. So it's an artifact breaker and deals 5 damage. A 2-1 combo for 5 mana, a bit pricey. But it could be worthwhile as a late game option. The Corpse Puppet. You got a lot of skills. Lifelink and Toxic. It's a zombie wizard, so it's 2 mana for 1/3. That's not bad, that. It's a good defender. Whenever you profile, choose 1. If you don't control a creature named Hollow Sentinel, create the Hollow Sentinel. A legendary 3/3 call. But this gentleman here. Target creature you control gains flight and lifelink until the end of turn. But it's got to be in a prolific deck. So if you're not in a prolific deck with this guy, it's not worth it. But if it is, oh, there could be some fun. Moving on, shall we? Only a few there. Pico Synthesis. 2 mana. For 1/3, okay. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put an orc counter on equal surfaces. As long as equal surface has 4 more orc counters, it gets +2 and can't be blocked. So basically, yeah, like other creatures, he needs other like non-land creatures. So basically, like artifacts, enchantments for him to get better. Basically, you need a lot of setup for this guy. It might be worth it if you got a deck rather on oil countering, but this guy could be a bit of a pain. Shudder's Edict. 2 mana. Instant, choose one. Each opponent sacrifices a non-token creature. Each opponent sacrifices a creature token. Each opponent sacrifices a planeswalker. Not a bad removal spell. It is actually pretty good. Because if they've got like a creature, like if they got one creature, right, it's a big bruiser. You play that as right, something's got to go. So it's not bad. Resistance reunited. Okay. 2 mana. Target creature gets +2/+2 in the turn. Equipped creature you control gains indestructible. So if you've got an equipped creature, you can make a very powerful like opponent to deal with. Not bad. And we have the red-black version, the Black Clave. That's good. We're starting to get these lands, which is good. Only 2 this time. We're getting these. These are good because that means now we have ways of making like getting like certain mana. Fleshless Gladiator. 2 mana for 2/2, always good. Corrupted. 2. Return Fleshless Gladiator from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. You lose 1 life. Ooh. But it's only activated if your opponent has free. So basically, it can be a returning creature, but it does cost life. So that is a bit of an issue. I mean, for a 2 mana 2/2, it's always a good card. Oh, a mythic. Nice. I've been trying to get those. Oh, now you're finally going to give me a mythic chance. You get. Anyhow. Volt Charge. Ooh, 3 mana. Volt Charge deals 3 damage to any target. Profile. And not a bad 3 mana for burn spell. Not too bad. Thrall of Possibilities. 2 mana. An additional cost of this card. Yeah, 2 mana to discard a card, draw 2 cards. It's not too bad. It's a good like draw card mechanic. Against all odds. Choose one or both for 4 mana. Exile target artifact or creature you control and return back under its controller's hand. So basically, you can get them out of a sort of jam. Return an target creature card with mana value 3 or less from your grave to the battlefield. Not bad. It's got some potential, but you're going to have some good setup for it. Mirian Safe House 3 mana. As long as it is on the battlefield, it has all activation abilities of all land cards in all graveyards. So that means you could use any ability that it's in the graveyard. Got some potential, but you'll have to have a lot of things will go your way. And that's it, guys. That's all the packs for this time around. Not as long as last time when we were on it for a long time, but then again, there was not that many. And that's it for the video, folks. I will be looking into this oil deck in private to see if it's possible, and maybe look at a weapons artifact deck. But anyway, folks, that's the video. If you like the videos, please like, share, subscribe, ring the dinner bell, and I'll see you on the next Magic the Gathering Arena. Catch you later.